You're listening to The Three Pillars of Success, a podcast that inspires people of all walks of life to gain perspective on what it means to succeed. My name is Geraldine Convento, and I'm best known for entrepreneurship, my skills in web presence, and SEO. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. Hey y'all, how you doing? My name is Geraldine Convento, and I am your host for the Three Pillars of Success podcast, and I'm so excited to have my guest for today, Jobelle Gacuya. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be here, excited to speak about this conversation. So yeah, feeling pretty good.
So as you know, the reason why we have you on the show is to better understand your definition of success and the three pillars that you associate with it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and let the audience know who you are, where you're from, and what you do for a living.
My name is Jobelle Gacuya. I was born and raised from San Diego, California, but I currently live in San Francisco. I've been here a while now. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Humanity, and we create products and services that uplift people from poverty around the world.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Now, what do you do for fun outside of your work?
I love to travel. I love to go hiking and go read different kinds of books and listen to live music. Basically, anything that kind of fills my soul up and my spirit up. I love art and music a lot, so I do that a lot, and I really enjoy doing that.
Awesome. Great. Now, what does success mean to you?
Yeah, success to me is following and doing your personal legend. Basically, what that means is following your purpose, why you're here on this planet, figuring out what that is, and pursuing it and making a living off doing just that. Mastering what that is and using it later to kind of help people, help others, help the planet, make the world a little bit better, and making a living doing that. And to me, that's what true freedom is finding your purpose, making a living off doing that, and using that to help people and the planet.
Can I ask you a question that's kind of off script?
Yes.
How long did it take you to formulate that definition for yourself? Like how in your journey, for all of us, we kind of go through experiences as well as different things in our life that really bring us to this place. How long did it take you?
I think I'm kind of an old soul, so I feel like I've always kind of knew it, but just never was clear to me. Like I'm first generation Filipino American, and in Filipino cultures, you're either a nurse or a doctor or something in the medical field. And growing up, I always heard that. I always heard my parents or my family saying, hey, like making a lot of money is what's going to make you successful. Having a higher education is going to make you successful. And just being so curious about life and being curious about different things that I was passionate about, I was putting myself out there and meeting people. And I started meeting really wealthy people. And I realized that money isn't everything, because I met people who are millionaires but aren't necessarily happy. They're not complete. And then I would meet people who had this passion, had this drive, that were fulfilling their purpose. They were bringing meaning to their lives. And to me, that's when I realized what success was having these conversations with human beings that were following their personal legend. And they were just energized in a whole different way. And I think for me, it came about when I was, 25 years old, where I realized that's what I think success is pursuing that desire, that thing that's inside of you that is just made for you to do on this planet. And that's what I want to do with my life. I want to find my personal legend. I want to get really good at it, and I want to make a lot of money doing just that. And I think you can do both. I feel like when you have the courage to follow that personal legend or that thing that only you can do on this planet, then I feel like you'll be rewarded.
That's so awesome. And when you realized all of this, was it a big, mind-blowing epiphany for you?
Oh, definitely. I think it's so simple, like we meet people that have all these materialistic things, but they're never happy. You know, I tell people till this day that the most happiest people I've ever met in the world are people with nothing, and they live in a slum or a rural community. And I came back to the U.S. after my travels around Southeast Asia, and I realized people out here like chase material things, chase things that they just wanted more of. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like if you keep chasing these things and not feeling fulfilled and not bringing meaning to your life, then you're going to spend the rest of your life chasing this, you know?
Yeah. Super cool. Now, if you were to choose 3 pillars that are attributed to success, what would those 3 pillars be?
Yeah, for me, it's number one, authenticity. Second would be purpose. And third would be freedom.
Cool. And then is there any context you can give us for those 3?
Yeah, definitely. So number one, authenticity. Being completely who you are, right? So it's like knowing yourself and having the courage to dive deep into who you are and what you're meant to do on this planet. It goes back to your personal legend and not be afraid of that. And I feel like our society today makes us not want to kind of find ourselves. But I feel like inauthenticity and being our true selves is what makes us most powerful, because every single one of us is really unique. And we all have different thoughts. We all have different desires. We all have different purposes. So when you have the courage to find your true self and find your authenticity and have the courage to live that, to me, that's success. And number two is purpose, because I feel like every single one of us on this planet has some sort of purpose to fulfill. Like, we're not born to just make money, pay bills, and die. We're here to contribute. We're here to share energy. We're here to create something on this universe that'll last forever. I mean, human beings are amazing, and I really feel like there is more purpose to our lives than just existing. So when you find your authenticity, when you find your purpose, to me, that's success. The most successful people I've ever met have these two things. And lastly, freedom. Because when you have those two things and then you bring freedom into success, for me, it's doing what you want to do in your life every single day. And to me, that's freedom.
Yeah, for sure. I love how you said we're not here to make money, pay bills, and die. Like, that's the truth.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody
for
trying to do
sure.
that.
Exactly.
Are there any roadblocks that you had to overcome in your path to success? And if so, how did you overcome it?
Definitely. And I feel like everybody, it's our own selves and our own mindset. And for me, I guess the biggest obstacle of that is that I grew up in a world where we always had structure. We always was told what to do. And I realized after a while that like I wanted more than that. So when I realized I wanted to be an entrepreneur and I wanted these 3 things in my life to be successful, I realized I had to do something completely different than when I was taught for the last 25 years. So when I realized that, I said, okay, like, what do I need to do? So I realized that I had to go find people that were living the lives that I wanted and to talk to them and kind of hear their feedback, because nobody in my family ever started a business. Nobody in my family ever did something that I wanted to do. They always kind of played it safe. That's fine. That was their destiny. But for me, I don't want to play safe. I want to go all out. I want to be the best me I can be. And I want to put myself out there. And I want to be this social entrepreneur that's helping people's lives around the world. And to be that, I had to learn these tools, these different things to kind of get my mindset right. And that really helped me to overcome it, was finding that support and finding people that were willing to talk to me and tell me about their journey. Another thing too is that I realized after a while that this is a lonely journey, because nobody really understands your vision or your capability, especially when you're coming from a community of people who didn't really follow their dreams or didn't have the opportunity to follow their dreams. So I had to pave my own path, and it was very lonely, and I had to become strong-willed and strong-minded within myself. I had to find my bigger why. I had to keep my vision clear. So I had to keep continuing, which I'm still doing now. Yeah.
That's awesome. There's so many quotes that we can pull out of what you said. So the last question I'd like to go into, is there any advice that you'd like to give to anyone who's looking to achieve success or doesn't relate to themselves as successful already?
Yeah, define your own definition of success. I mean, every single person wants something different. What I want is completely different from what you want. It's completely different than what my brother wants or my friend wants. You know, there's different definitions of success, and we have the capability and the freedom to choose what we define as success. That's number one. Number two would be do something that you really, really, really care about. Like, don't do it just because you want to make a lot of money. Do something that you're actually passionate about and that you care about, because I feel like when you pay attention to that and when you follow that gut, you're always going to get rewarded. I feel like money is always going to come that way. And then lastly, keep moving forward, because end of the day, like, you're going to do what you want to do. And honestly, like, you're going to go out there into the world, you're going to put your ideas, you're going to do these different things, and you're going to see that the people that you thought that had your back or that supported you aren't going to be there for you. And you're going to get days where you get critiqued, or you're going to get days where people give you negative feedback. But end of the day, what really matters is getting really good at your craft and mastering that, and focusing on the people who do support you and continuing forward, because that's the hardest thing. It's just continuing even after all this negativity comes. That would be my advice.
Awesome. So thanks so much, Jobelle, for being on the show today. Really appreciate having you and for all of your wisdom. I think this is really valuable for everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.